Well, welcome to the BNI Effect, the home of amazing conversations with Brisbane BNI members, sharing tips on how to get the most out of your BNI membership. I'm Tony Meredith, and ordinarily I'm a business coach, but today I'm your host and fellow BNI member. This episode is number 34, and today's guest is Anthony Burke. Anthony, welcome, mate.
Thank you, Tony.
It's great to have you here. Now, Anthony, let's kick it off by you giving us a brief overview of you, your business, and the main services that you offer.
So my business is AOK Training. We are a first aid training provider, a registered training organisation with nationally recognised training courses. We specialise in CPR, first aid, childcare first aid, low voltage rescue for electricians, white cards, which is a introductory into the introductory workplace health and safety course for people that are getting involved in the construction industry. We do advanced first aid, advanced resus, oxygen therapy. Yeah, that's
Wow.
what we do.
So an incredibly comprehensive service offering. How long have you been operating AOK for, Anthony?
Since 2014.
Wow.
Yeah.
So 10 years.
Yes.
Congratulations. And where are you
Yeah.
based?
We are based in Everton Park, is where our office is. Yeah.
Got you.
But we visit, we go to site as well.
Okay. So there's an opportunity that you will go to sites as well.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
perfect. And we can see behind you, obviously, those that are listening from the podcast won't be able to see it, but those watching us on YouTube, we can see that you're in your training facility at Everton Park.
Yes. Yep. Certainly am.
Fantastic. And we got the heart up on the wall there.
Yep.
I love it. Fantastic. Mate, let's talk about your BNI journey. And now you were telling me off air that this is your second time in BNI. So let's talk about the first time you were in BNI. So how and when were you introduced to BNI?
So I was a personal trainer back in the early 2000s, and one of my clients, who was an accountant, he was involved in BNI, and he invited me to a BNI breakfast, and I had a great time getting to know people and expand my business and basically learn from other business professionals that were self-employed, and carving out a life for themselves. Yeah.
And so what was it about that first breakfast that prompted you to go ahead and join up?
Meeting like-minded people that had similar challenges and how they overcame them. Because sometimes when you're talking to people that they're employed, they don't have the same challenges as a business owner might. Yeah.
And so how long were you in BNI for first time round?
2 years.
2 years. Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha. So that would have been back in the sort of early 2000s. And so
Yeah,
then
2002 to 2004, I believe. That's when I was involved in BNI. Yep.
yeah, wow. And then you've just made the decision recently to rejoin again after what, about 20 years?
Yes, yes.
So what prompted that decision?
Look, a lot of the marketing now, I guess, is there's a lot of digital marketing and Facebook and Instagram and all that kind of stuff. But I really like to press the flesh and meet people and talk to people and build relationships. And I think that's where my strength lies. I like to think I'm good at a party. So, yeah, I enjoy meeting new people and learning about their businesses, and it helps educate me.
Amazing. So after a 20-year hiatus, you decided to gravitate back to BNI.
Yes, yeah.
Fantastic. And how has BNI been being in a chapter? How has that influenced your approach to networking, Anthony?
Oh, how does it influence it? I guess it's building relationships. I guess building relationships with people helps. Like one, learning about someone else's business. Well, it's like the BNI philosophy: givers gain. I think to learn about other people's businesses because in my field, I meet people from all different walks of life as a trainer, and sometimes during the breaks, they'll talk about some challenge that they might have. And the bigger my network is, I can help solve that problem because I can connect them with someone that I've built a relationship with. So those breakfasts and, getting there early and having a chat to people and getting to know them, I know I can refer someone with confidence, because there's nothing worse than referring someone that you might have had a good experience from, but you've only met them once, whereas at BNI, you really get to develop a relationship. So I think that's paramount.
And so what you're saying is it's so much broader than the health training that you're offering in your first aid, CPR, etc. It's like, well, you're able to then provide an additional service, which is through your own connections to, whether it be someone who requires a plumber or someone who requires a lawyer or whatever it might be, you're able to connect them.
Yeah, because it's important for my business. We have a 91% retention rate. So we have a student that'll come and do a course once a year. So we want them to keep coming back.
And is there a way that you measure the success of your participation in BNI?
Well, obviously member growth, but also the more students I get. So that's, the big one. But just the things that I learn and, the personal development that occurs, like our chat today, I learned a lot. You get a little bit of therapy thrown in there for free. It's a great experience.
So this is now episode number 34, as I mentioned, and I've got to say that most people that I've spoken to in this capacity, Anthony, all talk about that personal development growth of their experience. So what would be an example of some of the personal growth that you've experienced through BNI?
Well, the first time round, I guess, like when you first get into business, you have an idea and you flesh it out. Because my accountant got me into BNI the first time round, I actually spent more time with my accountant and I got to learn the numbers of my business a bit better, because I was just so passionate about doing the job that sometimes you would, I'd overspend on something. Oh, I need this piece of equipment or whatever the case may be. Whereas I learned to be a bit more measured because, I was hanging out with an accountant. Does that make sense?
It does. Yeah, it absolutely does.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, beautiful. What advice would you give to new BNI members to make the most out of their membership? Again, recognizing that you're, new second time round, but you've done this previously. So what would be some advice to some new members in BNI, Anthony?
I guess get onto your one-on-ones, your one-to-ones as soon as possible. So get to know your fellow chapter members and get to know their businesses and get to know them personally as well, and what kind of character they are, so that the quicker you get comfortable with them, the stronger the relationships are going to be, and you're just going to naturally find referrals for them and vice versa.
Yeah, that's the key, isn't it? It's about having those deeper relationships, those relationships of know, like, and trust. And that way then, like you said, during the breaks in your training center, someone says, hey, I'm looking for a particular service or a particular provider. You confidently, comfortably are able to go, you know what, I know a great person because of the time that you've invested in building that relationship.
And as a business owner, business can be a lonely journey. It's sometimes the road less traveled, and having other people that go through a similar experience. It doesn't matter what the industry is. It can be totally different industry from what you do, but there's parallels and there's things that connect you, and it makes you feel like you're part of something more, and you don't feel as because like Friday is my bill day, and that can feel like a really lonely, cold day. But I'm not the only one going through that, and you learn a lot of strategies on how to succeed in business.
Well, I think one of the things that we want as humans is connection, and quite often people in small business don't get that connection or the same level of connection perhaps they had when they were an employee. And so you're able to form that connection through, your chapter in BNI, or even outside of the chapter. I mean, BNI is, a global organization.
Yes. Yeah.
And mate, what's next for AOK?
Oh, look, we're probably looking at just maximizing the courses that we have. I'm looking for another trainer assessor to take some more classes for me, so I can work on my business a little bit more than I am at the moment. So I do get an opportunity to work on the business, but I'm still in the business. So I would like to get another trainer assessor on board and keep packing my classroom out. And
Fantastic.
then yeah.
Okay, great. And how do you see your relationship with BNI evolving as your business grows?
How do I see it evolving?
Yeah.
I guess richer relationships.
Yep.
Stronger relationships. I guess hopefully like a second family. Of like-minded people.
Yeah. Well. So I often describe it as a tribe. It's like,
Yeah,
well, you found your tribe, the people that you can hang around. We were talking about, Jim Rohn off air, and
yeah,
one of Jim's famous quotes is, "You're the average of your five closest people." And
yeah,
so it's about finding that tribe, those close people around you that are very similar, very like-minded,
yeah,
and that can help you improve your own game.
yeah. And look, it pushes you out of your comfort zone as well. It's not easy for people to speak in front of people, but it becomes more and more natural the more you do it. And yeah, and BNI forces you to do that.
If you could share one piece of wisdom with our listeners, whether they're BNI members or just local business owners, what would it be, Anthony?
Do or do not. There is no try, by
Mm,
Yoda.
Yoda. Yes, absolutely. And so just talk through that.
I believe if you're either going to do it or you're not going to do it.
Mm,
Like people who say they're going to try to do it, they don't really ever do it. Like
mm.
it's about doing. It's the doing. It's the taking action. That is the most important thing in life and business. Like control what you can control. Get up in the morning, make your bed. Like, I'm talking to the young fellas out there that want to get into business and all that. Like you got to control what you can control. If your room's a mess, then you know how's anything else going to work out? It's the little things. It's the minor details, the little details that are important.
Yeah, I love it. I describe it as commitment versus interest,
Yeah,
and so it's either you want to commit, you want to get in, boots and all, to do the thing, like you said, or are you interested? Are you just sort of dabbling around the edges? So what you're saying is either get in or get out, but there isn't any middle ground.
yeah. I'm blown away at how many people talk about stuff and they'll still be talking about the same thing 12 months later and they've done nothing about it. So
Mm.
yeah, I like to consider myself a man of action and yeah, achieving things in life. So you know, sometimes failing, you learn too. So you can try, you can do something and fail, and that's you got to be okay with that. You got to get comfortable with that as well. It's
Well, I
not the
mean,
end of the world.
no, not at all, and in
Mm,
fact, that's how we learn, through
mm.
trying different things, through making those mistakes. As long as you don't make the same mistake twice, that's a different
Correct.
conversation. But
Yes.
making mistakes, you figure out reasons why things won't work, and that way,
Yeah.
then through process of elimination, I'm closer to finding the thing that will.
Yes.
Very good, Anthony. How can listeners learn more about you and your business, or get in touch with you, mate?
Through our website, through our phone number, through our emails. We are at Everton Park. So yeah, all the usual methods.
What is your website, just for our viewers and listeners?
It is www.aoktraining.com.au.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Excellent. Thank you, Anthony. Well, look, that wraps up another episode of the BNI Effect. I hope that you enjoyed today's discussion, and I want to extend a massive thank you to our guest, Anthony Burke, for sharing his insights with us. If you
Thank you,
found
Tony.
value in today's episode, then don't forget to subscribe to the BNI Effect on your favorite podcast platform. And please leave us a review. Thanks for listening.